Condos in Calgary have increased by another $3,700 month over month in the entire city. We've now almost reached $35,000 year over year gain. What the heck is going on with the apartments here in Calgary, and are we going to continue to see an increase through the winter? Let's go find that out. Hello, my name is Fyfe, your Calgary real estate agent. If you're looking at getting into the market, you want some more information about the apartments here in Calgary, do not hesitate to reach out and ask me questions. I promise I'm easy to talk to. My Zoom link is in the description. So the very first question is, okay, cool, $312,000 for condos. What the heck does that get you? The benchmark attributes for the entire city is a 2-bedroom, 905 square foot, single underground parking stall, technically, built in 2005 with baseboard heating. So when you see these attributes for the entire city, at least for this value, that's exactly what you would get. Now, those attributes change for every quadrant. So let's start this off by looking at what the Calgary Real Estate Board has written about the apartments here in Calgary. Feel free to pause the video, read it on your own, and skip to the next chapter, or listen to what I have to say. New listings in September were the highest levels reported for September, contributing to the record high sales this month. Year-to-date apartment condominium sales reached 6,286 sales, a 25% gain since last year and a record high for the city. We have never seen this many condos being sold in Calgary ever. Last time we saw that was 2014, very hot year. Now we're starting to surpass that by quite a bit. Higher lending rates and tight rental market conditions have kept demand for the apartment style products strong. While inventory levels did see a modest gain compared to last month thanks to a lower sales to new listing ratio, conditions remain exponentially tight at 1.5 months of supply. The persistently tight market conditions have continued to drive further price gains. In September, the unadjusted benchmark price was $312,800, a 2% increase over last month and nearly 15% increase from last year. If this continues on, I would imagine that we're going to continue to see price increases all throughout the winter. Now, yes, we could see a stabilization. If you look at this chart here, you can see that last year, October, November, December, we did see somewhat of a decline, more of a stabilization in my opinion. January, February, March, April, May, just a continuation, basically the same amount month over month increases all throughout the year. So this chart's a little bit interesting. You can see that August, we saw a little bit of an anomaly there where the inventory actually fell and the sales increased. But if you kind of look at the trend from sales, it's relatively stayed within the same area. Looks like this month we had about 700 sales. Last month we had about 820, 30, 50, whatever. Inventory again has stayed relatively flat. If these things are going to stay at roughly around the same areas, I would imagine we're going to see continued price increases. As the interest rates continue to increase in Calgary, it's going to push people out of the townhouse market and go towards more of apartments. Sorry. I'm trying to talk quick for some reason because I like to make these videos shorter rather than longer. So again, I would imagine winter, we're probably going to see some price increases. So this is the year-to-date sales. Look at the sales. We have absolutely trumped past everything that we've seen in the last 10 years. We're above 6,000 sales, where I remember I was mentioning 2014, they were less than 4,000 year-to-date, which was a very hot market for Calgary. Now, if we look at the new listings, thank God we've seen the listings increase as well. We're again trumping everything that we've seen over the last 10 years. If the new listings were like this, the detached market, the pricing would be going through the roof. But considering there's a lot of new listings, there's a lot of people saying, whoa, condos were very stale for the last 15 years. Now it's time to sell. And a lot of people are making that decision, which is pushing a lot of more product on the market, but the sales are there to offset that. Now, if we look at the months of supply, which is basically to showcase in the demand in the market, you can clearly see that demand is continuing to fall. Last year we had about 3 to 4 months of supply in the peak summer months. This year we've got under 2. So there's a lot of demand for apartments, but there's a lot of new listings coming on the market, and we're still seeing price increases for the apartment sector. It's pretty crazy. So this is the months of supply. Let's start to break it down a little bit. We're only going to concentrate on the apartment sector here. Look for my other property videos for the other stuff. You can see that the city center is just above 2 months of supply, which is still considered a seller's market. It's a little bit more balanced than other areas. You shouldn't see as much increasing in that area, but nonetheless, everything else is almost under 1 month of supply. You can see that Calgary North and East being the most tight condition, or the most tight markets, having the most activity. Now, when we start to look at the benchmark price, this is where I kind of talked about it at the beginning. These are the attributes for each individual quadrant. So let's use northeast and east as the example today. Now you can see that the benchmark attributes for something in northeast, Calgary is 846 square feet, built in 2012, where if you look at east, it's 812 square feet, built in 2004. So when you look at this chart here, and you start to compare the northeast and the east, you can see that the northeast is hovering around that like 280 price point, where the east is hovering around the $200,000 price point. And you get a lot of different attributes there. So if you are looking at getting into the market as an investor, as a seller, as a buyer, anything, it's really important to start painting that picture. And this is where the comparative market analysis make a huge difference. Now, for you homeowners out there, you want to know what's going on with your assets, your equity. You can see that the apartments in East Calgary have actually increased by 30% year over year. Massive, massive increase. Northeast had just over 25%. So what does that mean for you? As a homeowner, if you're curious about what's going on with your apartment, feel free to put it into this AI software, which spits out an instantaneous valuation. It is me and only me that looks at this. Yeah, I will call you. I will introduce myself. I say, hi, how's it going? If you're looking for more information, let's talk about that. If you're not looking for more information, that's totally fine. Maybe we can set you up on an automated email once a month, once a quarter, once a year, just to give you an idea of what's going on with your apartment's evaluation. This is a really good tool. I find it to be very useful for a lot of people that actually go and give it a try. So microeconomic breakdown, right? This is the individual quadrants for Calgary, and it kind of breaks it down to get a little bit better of a sense of what's going on in each individual quadrant. A couple of highlights here, nothing too crazy. Just wanted to showcase to you that North Calgary had over 100% sales to new listing ratio. They had 67 sales with only 61 new listings, so they actually had more. The inventory in the North dropped down a little bit. Their price point has now exceeded 300,000, which I'm pretty sure is the first time in its history. And then some percentages year over year and month over month. Now I'm going to remove this now, and you can see every single quadrant saw an increase, even West Calgary. Now $300 increase is not much. It's basically flatlined. 0.09 is virtually nothing in real estate, but you can see every single quadrant still saw an increase. So when you're looking at getting into the market, it's very important to start thinking about these things and looking at the quadrants. If you're looking to buy or invest in an area, this is good to know because you can kind of gauge how competitive the market's going to be. Where is the Calgary market going to go, right? You can see that this is the price points here. The red line is continuing to go up. I would imagine we're going to see a continued increase going into the winter. Yes, of course, we're probably going to see somewhat of a slowing down, a little bit of a flat line there. But given the fact that the apartment market is so hot, I don't think we're going to see any crazy price increases. For you buyers out there, maybe looking at older product that's been on the market 30, 60, 90 days, you could find a good deal in there. If you're going to continue to just look at new listings, you're basically going to just stay in the competitive market area. So if you have any questions, go ahead, reach out to me, shoot me a text, email, or call. Book a Zoom call if you like. That's it for this video. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. That was in one take, and that's it. Peace.